The future for NASCAR does not look any good at all. The sport itself is not getting any better. Hey guys, I haven't really been making a NASCAR video for quite some time. I've noticed a lot of people been saying a lot of things on social media. This isn't good. There's a lot of stuff going around that NASCAR may go into a different direction. Steve Phelps thinks that it's going to be expensive to get more horsepower into the engines. NASCAR is a $1 billion organization, and they really cannot find a way to put more horsepower. Before I get into that, let's talk about NASCAR and their broadcast. NASCAR on NBC has been great in the past. You had Alan Bestwick, Wally Dallenbach, and Benny Parsons. Those three guys did a really great job with NBC. The commentators for NBC right now, you have Rick Allen, Jeff Burton, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. I've noticed that Rick Allen has improved very much. The problem is that Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Burton, they don't really give anybody time to speak. It's a very messy situation. It's becoming too goofy, to the point it's not really taken seriously. NASCAR on Fox has not been any better. And boy, oh boy, I've talked about NASCAR on Fox on my other video, and they've been proving time and time again that they really just do not stay in the moment of things. Mike Joy is a legend. He's been doing NASCAR ever since the 1990s, but I feel like he's really slowly declining. We need somebody in the Fox booth that has a lot of energy, that is in the moment of things. Clint Boyer is no better. He's just really too goofy, and he's very obnoxious. Having Kevin Harvick coming in for Fox will be quite interesting. I really miss seeing Larry McReynolds in the booth. I don't understand why they have him on the side doing pit reports or whatever he's doing with the Fox crew. He's basically doing what the NFL Fox crew does, where they just give you the updates on what the players are doing, the coaches, etc. It's like NASCAR is trying to be the NFL so badly. It's going to come to a point that we're not going to see a NASCAR race being televised on national television, which is it's a little bit concerning. NASCAR's biggest goal right now is going for streaming. Amazon Prime is also one of those streaming platforms that NASCAR is involved in. The thing with streaming nowadays, especially with the younger audience, and I've noticed that NASCAR is trying its hardest to get the younger audience into the sport. I have nothing against that. It's very hard to please people in their mid-20s nowadays. The younger audience nowadays doesn't really pay attention to NASCAR. Ask anybody that is in their mid-20s and they will probably say it's just drivers driving in a circle, turning left. I just don't see how that is going to happen with the younger generation. You're going to have the younger audience watch a full NASCAR race that is at least 500 miles, plus having stage racing along with the stage caution laps. Their patience level is very low. And I'm not saying every single person that is 20 years old is not going to watch NASCAR. With today's generation, especially people in their mid-20s, it takes nothing for people to put out their phone and do something else. If the racing is not really getting people's attention, and I'm not talking about the crashes, people also want exciting racing along with it. They need to talk about the sport on what it's about. That's what people really want to hear about. They don't care about this playoff format or how many kids are coming to the race. That's not what I'm watching the race for. And that is the biggest issue that I'm having with NASCAR, is they don't talk about the drivers enough. They never bring up where they're from, how they got there in the NASCAR Cup Series. They never even bring up their stats. If they even bring up anything, it's basically for at least a little bit. They're so focused on the younger audience and trying their hardest to make it PG as possible. Everything's all goofy. They're trying to be funny when they're not really actually being funny. I've noticed that with NASCAR, they don't have any sponsorships on their cars anymore, like Budweiser, Miller Lite, Coors Light. Viagra, anything that doesn't involve any alcohol or any prescription drugs. They don't want the young kids to get into drinking and doing this and doing that, which is understandable. But the parents have to explain to the kids that it's a sponsorship. That doesn't mean that everybody is going to be drinking Budweiser or they're going to be drinking Coors Light. Another thing that is really concerning with NASCAR right now is the car manufacturers. 2024 is going to be the last year for the Chevrolet Camaro. Since the Chevrolet Camaro is not going to be in production anymore in 2025, Chevrolet and their future in NASCAR is more of a question on where they're going to go next. The 2024 Chevrolet Corvette E-Ray is a very nice looking car. The way it's shaped, I just don't see how this would work on a stock car. Another car that they have for Chevrolet is the Chevrolet Malibu. I just don't see people going to a Chevrolet dealership and picking up a Chevrolet Malibu right now. My only guess that NASCAR is going to be searching for a different manufacturer for 2025 and so forth. My only prediction is probably Audi or Nissan. I would love to see Audi in NASCAR. Audi does have a lot of history with motorsports. I was never a fan of the Toyota Camry. The way they just made it look right now, it looks really ugly, especially in white. It's an eyesore. It's definitely an eyesore. Maybe in time it will grow on me, but man, it looks really bad. The 2024 Ford Mustang Dark Horse, it looks fantastic. I'm not just saying that. It's probably one of my favorites right now going into 2024. I think NASCAR really lost its touch with its fan base, especially the older fan base. 38 races on the calendar, basically adding the same tracks and the same schedule over and over again. Steve Phelps doesn't know what he's doing. He thinks that he's doing something good, and he's not. The playoffs between the different rounds of round 9, round 8, round 7, you're confusing drivers, you're confusing the fans. I remember back in the day when NASCAR had the Winston Cup point system. The NASCAR Winston Cup point system back in the day was very simple. When you led laps back in the day, you would have either 10 bonus points or 5 bonus points by leading a lap. They didn't have to go into this position of trying to beat this guy or trying to win a race. And I know there's got to be some fans out there that has a certain driver that they follow and they get screwed over because of the point system. The point system is very corrupted.
Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell know they have to win, and they have fast cars to try to do it.
And it feels like you don't even have to win a race anymore. You're just eliminated. That's how bad this point system is, and I don't like it. NASCAR fans have been asking to add more horsepower to the stock cars for years now. I think the Gen 7 car is very disappointing. It's been shown that they really been struggling on short tracks. I think NASCAR really is going in a very poor direction, especially with Steve Phelps. He's making statements that do not make any sense, and I'm really concerned with the sport I've been following ever since I was a little kid. I would not be surprised if NASCAR goes electric next. If you guys want to see more videos, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and comment. Take care, guys.